Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Iota is finally back alive. Today it is up by 17.6%, which is very good, provided that you guys got to buy in early. If you guys are contemplating on buying Iota right now, now is not really the best time to buy, especially due to the fact that it is almost 15% up, and that is huge in terms of cryptocurrency. So obviously you guys have heard about the Iota news. It's obviously going up in value because Iota allegedly partnered with Jaguar Land Rover, and they are going to be providing some sort of crypto rewards, and this is why a lot of people are pumping the price of Iota. So if we take a look at the chart, right, obviously this is something that I sort of discovered. I was looking at the 4 hourly chart right a while back, and I noticed that it had like a sudden bump in volume, in terms of volume, like a while back. Let's look at the daily chart. But I didn't really get to buy Iota because I was like, hey, since Bitcoin is going to drop down in value, right, why should I buy a lot of alternative cryptocurrencies? So I'm not really bothered that I lost this type of trade. I could have had 20%, but I'm not really bothered because I obviously had other trades. And yeah, if we take a look at the volume, right, we obviously experienced this pump in volume, right? This is where obviously the people who had insider knowledge, who bought the price pretty early. So then today or the previous day, the Iota team had to like pump out the news, and people are suddenly getting back to Iota. But you guys have to remember that Iota is still pretty flawed. They have a lot of issues as far as the Tango protocol is concerned. There's obviously a lot of issues as far as some users still missing their Iota coins up to now. So you guys have to remember that. So is this going to end up being a regular pump and dump? I don't know. We just have to give it a little bit of time. But if we take a look at Iota, right, it didn't really do well as compared to a lot of alternative cryptocurrencies. It is absolutely in its lowest phases in terms of the price. So I don't know if you guys are going to be investing in Iota for the longest period of time. I don't know, for the next 5 years, then it doesn't really matter getting to buy Iota right now. But if I were you, I would rather wait for the price of Bitcoin to find some type of stable position, because Bitcoin is still going to end up dropping down and going to test lower lows. So you guys already understand that if Bitcoin if the price of Bitcoin reduces, right, a lot of alternative cryptocurrencies are also going to perform very poorly. So why buy now? All right, so of course you've got a potential of missing out some gains, but hey, as much as you can make profit, you can also make a lot of loss as well. So if I were you, I would just let this go. I would, just wait for a perfect entry, because FOMOing is not really going to make you a lot of money. So I'd rather just wait for this to die down and see how the market is going to react. I mean, it's only been about a day, and if we look at the consistent down days, right, we've obviously had weeks and weeks of consistent down days, like ever since forever. So just having a day where the price of Iota is going up by 20% isn't something that you guys are supposed to be FOMOing in and just becoming reckless as far as investing is concerned. So yeah, greetings from the UK. What's up, Universal Vibes TV? What do you think about this amazing Iota news? Do you think that this news is like really legitimate? Do you think Jaguar and Land Rover are going to be utilizing the Iota platform as far as AI is concerned, as far as the Internet of Things is concerned? Do you think that this is going to be a very long-lasting partnership, or perhaps do you think it's just one of those things to get the price, to get the retail investors a little bit excited? So please let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. As far as Iota is concerned, I'm really just going to let this one go. It doesn't really matter. 17%. I'm going to have like better trades in the future. So let's also take a look at Cardano. Cardano has been doing pretty well in terms of losing value. because I have been shorting Cardano. You guys already know this, and I hope you guys were doing the same thing as well. So we've been having consistent weeks. I mean, this is the fourth week of very bad price in terms of the value reducing, right? And if we also take a look at the volume, right, the obviously the volume is really doing very bad, because we haven't even had the situation where the volume tries to go back to its previous all-time high. We are just like declining, and what's really going to happen is we are obviously going to end up crossing below the 13 EMA, which is the orange line, and that is going to be very bad as far as Cardano is concerned. But I do get it. I understand that a lot of people are waiting for Shelly to happen and just come and save the day and just make the price go parabolically high. But you guys have to be realistic. You always have to be very careful, because even though Shelly is going to be some incentive which is going to allow a lot of people to accumulate Cardano in the long run, that doesn't really mean that it's going to like automatically pump up the price. Okay, so this is one of the reasons why you have to let the market do its thing and just let the prices come to you. So getting to invest in Cardano right now might not really be a good idea, because you might never know, the price of Cardano might go a little bit lower. We might just end up going as low as this previous area of support. So why not buy right around this area if you can get it cheaper? You should always have a mentality of getting to save money, getting to maximize your profits, and always getting to find better entries. I mean, if a certain trade really just ends up going parabolically high without you getting to buy in, it doesn't really matter. There's going to be plenty other cryptocurrencies that are really going to make you quite a lot of money. So yes, we do understand that Shell is going to be something which is going to propel Cardano to the next level. Yes, Charles Hoskinson and the team have to make sure that the Shelly update is going to be working efficiently. Remember what really happened to Digitex futures, right? A lot of people were hoping that Digitex futures was going to be that cryptocurrency exchange which was going to be the next BitMEX killer. But what really happened when they were about to deliver, or rather, let everything start rolling out, right? They were always postponing, saying, we're not ready, let's do it some other time, let's do it some other day. So when it comes to cryptocurrencies, right, there's obviously going to be situations where they are going to be delaying. Like, what's really going to happen to the price of Cardano next time there's going to be a Shelly update delay? What's really going to happen to the minds of a lot of retail investors? So in case the price of Cardano starts going up high right now, just wait for it, just give it a little bit of time, because Shell is not really going to be ready anytime soon. Trust me. The other day Charles Hoskinson was saying by the end of the year, if Shell is not already going to be released, he's going to eat his shoes. I mean, he's saying by the end of the year. So if you guys are expecting the Shelly update to be rolled out like in the next coming weeks, you must be mistaken. You must have not been part of the cryptocurrency market for a very long period of time. So what are you guys saying? So Jaguar, Land Rover, Facebook, Samsung, and big businesses in general all have an agenda which may not be wholly for the consumers' benefit. Yep, that is very true. I mean, if you've got companies that are established such as Jaguar, Land Rover, Facebook, why would they try to, jeopardize their business by aligning with would-be companies? I mean, a lot of cryptocurrencies in the cryptocurrency market have not really done anything significant. They really can't compete on these big guys level, if I can put it that way. A lot of these cryptocurrency projects are very small in terms of having viable products. So if you hear such news, like Jaguar, Land Rover partnering with some company, just believe that it's not really that important to them, because they really see these cryptocurrency projects, or rather blockchain projects, to be their competitors. And if you are as huge as Land Rover or any other big company out there, why would you partner with these companies? Why wouldn't you just crush them? So if these guys have got like a very solid partnership, right, it is something which is very minute. It's obviously not going to do anything as far as providing a little bit of backbone to these other existing companies. company. So you guys always have to take this type of news with a little bit of grain, with a grain of salt, because you just don't really, you just might never know what can happen to these guys, and these guys are going to do whatever it takes to squeeze retail investors' money. These guys are going to lie. These guys are going to end up fabricating stories and just saying whatever it takes, or rather doing whatever it takes in order for the retail investors to get excited. Can you imagine just a simple announcement? You don't even have any solid proof. You don't even have like any solid factual facts, and the price ends up going as high as 20%. Who knows? Maybe there are market makers who are literally playing with the emotions of retail investors. And what's really going to happen to the price of Iota, right? A lot of people are going to end up buying, and they are obviously going to end up propelling Iota to a higher price level, and these market makers are just going to end up selling, and the price is obviously going to go back down as well. So you always have to give these prices the benefit of the doubt, because you just never know. So yeah, as far as AD, I think you guys already know my stance. You guys already know what's up. If you look at this is what we call a mini golden golden cross, because this is the 20 EMA and the 50 EMA. So the real golden cross is the 50 EMA intersecting with the 200 EMA, but this time around, right, we've got the 20 EMA and the 50 EMA crossing. So that is a very bearish sign. So that really means you guys have to be careful. You guys have to be doing your own due diligence as far as buying this cryptocurrency. So it is a very bearish scenario. So yeah, as far as Shelly is concerned, we are going to be waiting, and in the meantime, my shorts are going to be making me a lot of money. So anyway, let's move over to Litecoin. So you guys already understand the story by now, right? This is obviously very how can I put this? Is obviously very familiar with you guys, because you understand that a lot of alternative cryptocurrencies are losing a lot of value because they had very good, decent upward momentum. Like for example, Litecoin went as high as 165%, like in the last ever since December. So obviously it's going to need to take a breather. It's obviously going to need to go back down, gather a little bit of momentum, gather fresh buyers, and obviously propel to the next level. Nothing in cryptocurrencies and stock markets or any other asset that you're going to be trading is going to forever increase in value. So yeah, right now it really seems we are finding a little bit of support on the 20 weekly moving average, but I really expect this price to be broken, because remember, Bitcoin is going to end up crashing. When Bitcoin crashes, a lot of alternative cryptocurrencies are also going to crash as well. So obviously you guys can expect further downward momentum. So if you guys really took the initiative to sell at the top, or rather to go short at the top, you could have been making quite a lot of money. I gave you a warning last week. I did tell you so. You shouldn't have any excuse right now, because we did talk about this last week, and I told you my trading strategy as well. Of course, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Whatever you do, please do your own due diligence. So Mediatic, hello, what's up, how you doing? So Universal Vibe says, Digitex, there's a lot of established competition in the futures field. Unless they come with an A-grade product and game plan, they may get pushed to the sideline. The CEO also seems a little bit shady. So yeah, the CEO is actually from the United Kingdom, if I'm not mistaken, based on his accent. So yeah, I'm not really saying everybody from the UK is like that, but I'm just saying he's a very funny character. I mean, the way he was like blatantly talking about how bad the developers were able to deliver everything, that was like very hilarious. And unfortunately, a lot of people who were anticipating and hoping that Digitex was obviously going to be the BitMEX killer were obviously disappointed, and that's something that is really going to provide a lot of good experience in terms of learning your lessons, right? Obviously everybody has to experience this here and there, and my condolences, or rather my heartfelt apologies to anybody who lost their money betting on Digitex. The other cryptocurrency that I would love to warn you guys is obviously about Bitmax. There's a lot of hype as far as Bitmax is concerned, yeah. So you guys definitely have to be careful. Remember a few weeks ago, right, the price of Bitmax like really drastically went up. This cryptocurrency exchange allegedly has margin trading, leverage trading, they do everything. So you guys, please be very careful. Please be very careful with Bitmax token, because I think it might just end up pulling a Digitex futures as well. But even though there are miles ahead of Digitex future, because I mean they already have a working product, they already have very good interface, and everything is pretty much working. All they have to do is obviously just get to tweak everything and make sure that everything is working perfectly well. But you just always have to give them the benefit of the doubt. I mean, the cryptocurrency exchange, which is going to be a BitMEX killer, right? Those guys are just basically going to do it without even saying we are going to be able to do this. These guys are just going to be about their business. They're just going to be like, hey, we are here. We are a very good competitor to BitMEX. Come join with us. Come join, come be part of our trading platform. And they're obviously going to be having better trading facilities, better trading conditions, better trading, basically welcoming features, which are obviously going to win back the retail traders out there. So people who really want to like take, or rather do something, just basically do it. They just do it. They don't really say, oh, we are going to do this. They just basically do it. Like for example, when BitMEX was created, right, I basically never even heard of BitMEX. I just started seeing a lot of YouTubers, talking about it and how good it was when it was like really established, when it had a lot of security features, when everything was pretty much working perfectly fine. So anybody, or rather any company that says we are the next so and so killer, we are going to be better than this, just know they are full of, not really going to curse, but you guys already know what I'm trying to say. So as far as Litecoin is concerned, guys, please be careful. We still have a lot of down days to go, and Litecoin is one of those cryptocurrencies which you might end up making quite a lot of money, because it actually did pretty well. I mean, if we take a look at the bottom, right, the previous bottom, it actually went as high as 147, 150%, right? And right now it's literally at about 87% in terms of its all-time high, right, in terms of its all-time low. So imagine if you can end up making just a fraction of this, like for example 40%, right? If you use about 10x leverage, you can make about 100 or rather 400% profit. Let's say the price of Litecoin, let me do this. Let's say the price of Litecoin continues declining, right, and obviously finds support on its previous resistance. Let's say around this area, right? So you guys can really get to make about 400% profit if you are using 10x leverage. But I really discourage you guys from using 10x leverage, because it is extremely risky. If you are about to use 10x leverage, right, the best place to use about 10x leverage is this resistance right over here, because you know for a fact that it's going to obviously find a lot of resistance breaking to the upside. If you look at the daily chart, right, it was obviously pretty clear that it was not really going to go any further up. So getting to use a high leverage position when you've got a very good blatant area of resistance is one of the best things that you can ever do. So anything which is going to be like already in the down turn type of direction, I don't really think you guys should use high leverage. So if you're about to like use leverage, I would the maximum amount of leverage you would use on this particular setup is obviously about 3x, 5x if you know exactly what you're doing. So anything which is going to be about 5x and below is going to be very ideal, but the most important one is about 3x or even 2x. So yeah, what else do you guys have to say? Money, someone is impersonating you on Telegram and stealing people. What? Really? Who's impersonating me? Are you serious? Can you send me their link, or I don't know, like a screenshot or anything? I don't have any Telegram account. I don't have any trading group. So please do not fall for anybody who's going to be impersonating me, because I don't have any trading group as well. And I would never, I'm never ever going to inbox you on Telegram. I'm never ever going to reach out to you, before you getting to do that. So please do not fall for that. So yeah, I think a lot of your US subscribers are just waking up, but it's lunchtime here in the UK. Yep. Yeah, I do understand that, and right now I'm actually based in Moscow, so obviously a lot of people who are based in the UK are obviously sleeping. So I can't really get to broadcast like during the US time zones, because it's going to be pretty late for me. So I am obviously closer to the UK in terms of time zone. So this is why a lot of you during the day usually get to watch me from the UK. So yeah. What else did I want to talk about? I wanted to talk about EOS. So EOS has been one of those cryptocurrencies which a lot of people are in love with, and frankly speaking, I honestly do not see what the hype is all about in terms of EOS. Of course, it's a very good money making cryptocurrency that you guys can actually get to like trade and get to make some money off of. But in terms of project delivery, in terms of development, I think these guys are a little bit slow. If I had to rank between Cardano and EOS, I would obviously go with Cardano. I don't know, maybe I just don't really know a lot about EOS, but it's one of those cryptocurrencies which are great, and they have very good decent volume as well. And yeah, I'd rather go for Cardano, but it is a very good trading cryptocurrency as well. So let's look at the volume. So we are having the same situation, right? Declining in volume, because a lot of alternative cryptocurrencies are going to end up going down. So if I had to short this cryptocurrency, I'm already in a shorting position right now, but if I had to do it right, what would be the most ideal entry for a short? So the most important thing that you guys have to do is wait for Bitcoin to go a little bit higher, wherever Bitcoin is going to end up topping at, right? Getting to sell a lot of these alternative cryptocurrencies when they also gain a little bit of when they increase their value, is also going to be very good. So just keep an eye on Bitcoin, okay? So right now, as you guys can clearly see, EOS has obviously broken the 20 weekly moving average, which is very, very negative, right? So if we take a look at the weekly volume, we are slightly finding a little bit of support right over here, but we are obviously going to end up going down. And if you take a look at the volume from the bottom, right, we obviously have a lot of volume which is going to be lost, and the more volume we lose, the lower the prices get to go. So that is one of those things that you guys always have to be looking at. So right now, same thing is happening. The 20 EMA is crossing below the 50 EMA, which is a mini golden cross, or rather in this particular case, a mini death cross. Yeah, I meant death cross, because a golden cross is bullish, right? A death cross is obviously bearish. And in this particular case, right, the 20 is intersecting below the 50 EMA, and that's what I call a mini death cross, because we are using fast exponential moving averages. And what's really going to end up happening is the 50 EMA is going to eventually go down and follow the white line, which is the 200 EMA, which is going to be a real legit death cross. So that is going to be very good. So if you take a look at this percentage in terms of the price, right, that's about 8% by 30 by 3x leverage, right? That's about, I don't know, close to about 25% in terms of profit. So that's not very bad either. So everything just depends on what Bitcoin is going to end up doing. So please let me know, do you think Bitcoin has indeed bottomed out? Do you think Bitcoin is going to end up going to its previous lower lows, and what's really going to happen to the price of Bitcoin, and what's really going to happen to a lot of these alternative cryptocurrencies. Does it really matter to get in a very ideal using a very ideal entry, or it doesn't really matter? Because either ways, a lot of alternative cryptocurrencies are going to end up going down, because Bitcoin is also going to go down. So please let me know, so yeah, what else do you guys have? Do you think EOS will be tainted by Tether, Bitfinex, FUD? Obviously it is definitely going to be affected. And if we take a look at the volume, right, in terms of EOS, let's look at where most of the volume is going to come from, or rather where a lot of volume comes from in terms of EOS. So let's look at the markets. Okay, perhaps we use CoinMarketCap. But on CoinMarketCap, right, there's a lot of fake volume, so I wouldn't take everything here as a fact, because there's a lot of fake volume. So where is Bitfinex? Is EOS listed on Bitfinex? Is it? All right, according to this information, it seems like it's not really listed on Bitfinex. But as far as the Tether is concerned, right, as far as a lot of pairs, a lot of people usually trade using the USD Tether, and cryptocurrencies such as EOS are really going to be affected, because the pairing is going to be affected. So if anything bad is going to happen to Tether, right, best believe everything, or rather a lot of things are going to be affected, including Bitcoin, including a lot of alternative cryptocurrencies, because obviously Tether plays a very huge role, and the light source, or rather the life force of the cryptocurrency market is going to be like literally cut off. And when that's done, right, obviously the volume is going to be affected. Obviously the ability for a lot of people to like trade back and forth using USD Tether is going to be cut off. So obviously the price of EOS and a lot of alternative cryptocurrencies are going to be affected as well. So regardless, if anything bad is going to happen to Bitfinex, to Tether, it is going to be everything is going to be affected as well. But I don't really get what your question is all about. Do you mean that the EOS team has got some sort of affiliation with the Bitfinex team, or I don't know. I don't really know whether I got to understand your question very well, but I hope I did the very best that I could. So yeah, what other cryptocurrencies would you like me to talk about? Because I think I have exhausted everything that I wanted to talk about in terms of EOS, in terms of Iota, in terms of Litecoin, in terms of ADA. So the most important thing that I want you guys to do is obviously look at where Bitcoin is going. Okay, it doesn't really matter what these alternative cryptocurrencies are doing, because by the end of the day, Bitcoin is the leader. Bitcoin is the ultimate determining factor in terms of where the whole general cryptocurrency is going to end up going. So yeah, the other cryptocurrency that I would love to look at is obviously BNB, right? So there's a lot of people, especially the OGs. A lot of OGs are telling people to stay away from Binance, because it is sort of manipulated. The prices are tampered with, and there's a lot of bad things going on, and things might just turn out to be very bad in terms of Bitcoin, or rather Binance, going to the downside, because it is artificially manipulated by the Binance team, because I mean they own Binance, so they can obviously do whatever it takes to make their project be the very best performing cryptocurrency, if I can put it that way. So if you guys are investing in Binance, right, just be careful. Obviously we are at the all-time high in terms of Binance, right? So it's not really a bad idea to take a lot of profit from the table, because by the end of the day everything is going to go down, and Binance is one of those cryptocurrencies where you can actually get to deduct a lot of your profits and still be able to make money, because it's actually at its all-time high, and so getting to sell at the all-time high is one of the best decisions that you can ever get to do. Get your profits, put them in the you know, get fiat currency out of it. Don't use USD Tether or any stable coin, because everything might end up just crashing down. So it's always a very good idea to sometimes reserve your bullets. Always try to get back your fiat currency in case something happens, so that you've got some more ammunition in terms of getting to invest back into the cryptocurrency market. Let's say something bad happens, like we are sitting on a ticking time bomb as far as Tether is concerned, as far as Bitfinex is concerned, and no cent company is going to tell you, oh, everything is all right. We missed a lot of millions, we lost a lot of money here and there, but everything is going to be all right. Of course, everybody's going to be lying. Of course, everybody's going to try to do whatever it takes to cover up their losses and just to make it look as if everything is all right. So even if they say that they have everything under control, you might never know, because the SEC is obviously going at them for you know, legit reasons. So they obviously have a very solid case, and they obviously have very good solid reasons why they think they are doing some shady stuff, and you always have to take precaution. That's all I'm trying to say. So Dent, Vibe. All right, so let's look at Dent and Vibe. Funny thing is, anyway, I'm not even going to tell you my Dent story. So Dent is that telecommunication cryptocurrency, right? I remember I was here during the early days before its all-time high, right? So let's just go back to CoinMarketCap, right? So Dent is actually doing very good things in Africa. I hear they are working with some African companies such as MTN, Airtel, in order for them to like provide some internet data for their customers and all that stuff. So it's been a while since I last looked at them. But right now it really seems we are really flat at the bottom, right? And the previous all-time high was about 8 cents, right? And right now we are like literally at the bottom. So if you guys really believe in this team, right, if you guys really believe in the project, then really getting to buy right now, or not really right now, like in the next coming weeks, whenever Bitcoin is going to do its thing, is really going to be a very good idea. But right now we've got very high chances that the price of the coin might end up even going further down below, because Bitcoin is going to end up correcting. So yeah, if I were you, if I was in love with this project and I wanted to like invest in it for the long term, I would look at putting in a few buy orders for the future when the price goes lower. But can the price go lower than this? That's another question for another day. So yeah, Vibe is yeah, I remember Vibe is one of those cryptocurrencies for, what do you call that, uh man, I've forgotten, but I did have some Vibe. Yeah, I think it's about virtual reality. Yeah, I do remember virtual reality. So can it come back during the next bull run? Of course, anything might come back during the next bull run. But as far as their fundamentals are concerned, it's been a while since I last looked at their team and what they were doing. But last time it really did perform very well. And right now it is really at the bottom of the ocean. And I don't know if you guys really believe in this company for the next bull run, or rather if you really think they are doing really good things, then perhaps you might want to take a look at it and buy a little bit cheaper than it is right now. So it's been a while. So BTS, that's Bitcoin shares, BitShares, yeah. So guys, a lot of these companies are having tough times surviving. Just like I told you, right? A lot of these cryptocurrencies have got like a lifespan of about 1 to 5 years, 7 years maximum, and it's been a while, and these guys are still not competing with the likes of Litecoin, with the likes of you know, Repo and all these basic top 10 cryptocurrencies. But back in the day, BitShares used to be one of those top 10 cryptocurrencies, and it's been a while. They still haven't really like done major stuff, but of course there's always room for improvement. They can always get to like do better, and obviously get to like improve their platform. But please be very careful with a lot of alternative cryptocurrencies, because I don't know, guys, just be very careful with alternative cryptocurrencies. I don't really want to bring anybody's project down, but history has showed us that Bitcoin is one of those cryptocurrencies which is obviously going to outperform a lot of these projects. Anyway, I think that's it, guys. please, if anybody's impersonating me, please be very careful. Cbabs, drop me the link. Just let me know where they are impersonating me from. And please be very careful. I'm never ever going to ask anything from anybody. I don't have a trading group. And I'm not really requesting anybody to give me anything, any donations or any money. I am like literally good. So please don't fall for these scams. Don't let anybody tell you that they are me, because I'm never ever going to ask for anything from anybody. So please be very careful. All right, guys, it's been your boy Muna, aka Beyond 10x. Hit the like button, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'm obviously going to be talking to you guys a little bit later. So take care, be very good, and remember to always safeguard your profits.